गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। So this 10th chapter is the centermost chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Ninth chapter and the 10th chapter are the middlemost chapter and the most important chapters where Krishna is revealing his own opulences, his greatness, how he is the supreme majestic personality. And just a short review and how to know him. Knowing about Krishna is extremely rare. Even the great demigods and the sages do not know him. So, what is the process which Krishna recommends in Bhagavad Gita? To know him is through bona fide process of hearing. Hearing from those who have realization about him. How does realization come in life? Uh, Normally, we have only information, we don't have realization. Do we have realization? No. If we would have realization, then experiencing others dying, we would have completely transformed. Do we realize? We don't realize. Do we realize that we are not this body? We don't realize. So, how realization begins? Realization begins from hearing from those who are realized and applying the principles that they recommend. So, Krishna says in the first verse that listen again. Bhuye eva mahabaho shunu me paramam vacha. And why Krishna is giving this knowledge? Why the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is so important? Because it is spoken himself by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna. And what is the purpose of Krishna speaking the knowledge? Is to give us the ultimate benefit, the ultimate welfare for us. Why? Because Krishna considers us very dear. Yatte ham priyamanaya vakshyami hita kamaya. Hita means our benefit, ultimate benefit. And Krishna is the source of all the qualities that the living entity exhibit. So Krishna speaks about it in the fourth and fifth verse. Buddhir jnanam asammoha. The various qualities the living entities are created by Krishna alone. And then he says that he is the one from where everyone else is emanating. He speaks about the seven great sages and the four Kumars, the Manus. So, how he is the source, how is the foundation, how is the root, how is the seed of everyone. And then he speaks the Chaturshloki Gita. Anyone remembers the Chaturshloki Gita? We should memorize these verses. These verses should be memorized as verse number 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th. You are not coming with us in this yatra, otherwise, you would have heard young Ryanshi. She has memorized all these four verses long back. One day we went to her house and I saw she has a whiteboard and her writing is also very, very beautiful. She has a very good hand. You know, remember Ryanshi? नहीं याद है आपको रियांशी? रविंद्र प्रभु और प्रियंका माता जी की डॉटर. शी इज हियरिंग. हाँ. हाँ, जिसने भगवत गीता सुनाई थी हमें, उसने ये सारे वर्सेस याद कर लिए. कभी के याद कर लिए. हम एक बार बोलते हैं वो याद कर लेती है क्योंकि उसे करने की इच्छा है. सी स्पिरिचुअल लाइफ में It does not depend on what is the ability. Material life depends on person's ability. Spiritual life depends on what is person's intent. Because the intent is registered by the Supreme Lord who is seated in the heart. And he enables. So in the first verse, Krishna speaks about his how he is the source of everything, everyone and everything. Krishna gives knowledge about himself. And why Krishna is revealing this knowledge? Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate. What happened, Ramindar? Where is Riyanshi? She was sitting here. Where has she disappeared?
Prabhuji, who is having dinner.
She should have dinner before or after. She should hear. More important. We have only once in a week Bhagavad Gita class. Not more. So Krishna speaks about himself. He reveals the knowledge about himself. Why Krishna is speaking about himself? To invoke devotion in our heart. As we hear from Krishna, what is invoked is devotion to him. And if devotion is invoked in our heart, which is the constitutional position of the living entity to engage in Krishna's service, so the devotee, he becomes gladdened. He experiences that joy, that bliss, which is ananda, which he is searching. And as the devotion deepens, his knowledge becomes even more deeper. His faith in Krishna consciousness becomes deeper. Kathyantish mam bhakt nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. And he takes great pleasure in speaking and hearing about Krishna. अभी तो क्या है, when we are speaking or hearing about Krishna, नींद आ जाता है. क्योंकि क्या नहीं है, टेस्ट नहीं आया. अगर टेस्ट आ जाएगा तो कभी नींद नहीं आएगा. 7 days and 7 nights Parikshit Maharaj was hearing. He was not even feeling even a bit of thirst or hunger. Why? Because he was drinking Krishna Katha. So with this deepening of the faith, one actually comes to relish the Katha of Krishna. And the 11th verse, how Krishna reciprocates with such devotees. Those who are constantly engaged in serving him, Krishna gives them the Buddhi Yoga. Buddhi Yoga is what? Anyone remembers what is Buddhi Yoga? Little louder. Yes, actions in Krishna consciousness to attain Krishna. Krishna becomes attractive. Right now, Krishna is not attractive. Who is attractive? Maya. We are more attractive towards the material energy. Dhanam, Janam, Sundarim. So Krishna is not attractive. If Krishna becomes attractive, that means the goal is already attained. Then one will achieve Krishna. To the extent one has attraction for Maya, he is distant from Krishna. So Krishna gives that intelligence, that spiritual intelligence, which is Buddhi Yoga, to perform actions in Krishna consciousness, to please Krishna. So Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, in the 9th chapter, Krishna says, Ananyas chintayanto mam ye jana pariyupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yoga shemam vahamyaham. So what is that yoga? That yoga is Buddhi Yoga. Krishna gives the intelligence. Krishna gives the intelligence so that Krishna becomes attractive and Krishna becomes attainable, both. And then finally Krishna says how he does this yoga. Yoga is, he gives the intelligence, he gives the spiritual intelligence. And he says Shemam. What is Shemam? To tell him I'm giving a class, he'll speak after 1 hour. Shemam means Krishna says, I provide what they do not have. So what the devotee is sincere, but if he is still lacking in knowledge, Krishna provides that knowledge. Tesham eva nukam partham aham ajnana jamtama नाशयामि आत्मभावस्थो ज्ञानदीपेन भास्वता. So Krishna removes the ignorance which is there in the heart, like the shining lamp of light. It removes the darkness. So Krishna personally removes the darkness. So after hearing these four verses, which are the four essential verses of Bhagavad Gita, it is also called the Chaturshloki Gita. The entire Bhagavad Gita is summarized in these four verses. And in these four verses, the qualities of Krishna is glorified. So after hearing these four verses, let us see how Arjuna responds. Very beautiful two verses, 12th and 13th. So after hearing the Chaturshloki Bhagavad Gita from Krishna and knowing that Krishna is the essence of everyone and everything. So these four verses are talking about pure devotee and pure devotional service. So how a devotee is engaged and how Krishna reciprocates with his devotees. So there's a loving exchange between Krishna and his devotee. So after hearing, Arjuna is in ecstasy. So Arjuna glorifies Krishna. Very beautiful verses. Again, these verses have to be memorized. Ranshi, you are hearing? This should be our prayer every day. These two verses, everyone should memorize, and every day we should, when we come in front of Krishna, either in the form of deity or in the form of picture, we should have these prayers from our heart. This is the prayer, heartfelt prayer of Arjuna. Arjuna Uvacha Param Brahma Param Dhamam Pavitram Paramam Bhavam Purusham Sashvatam Divyam आदिदेवम अजम विभो परम ब्रह्म अर्जुन उवाच परम ब्रह्म परम धाम पवित्रम परमं भवाम पुरुषं शाश्वतं दिव्यम आदिदेवम अजम विभो आहुस्त्वाम ऋषिया सर्वे देवर्षि नारदस्तथा असितो देवलो व्यास स्वयं चैव ब्रवीषि मे. अर्जुन उवाच परम ब्रह्म परम धाम पवित्रं परमं भवाम् पुरुषं शाश्वतं दिव्यम् आदिदेवम् अजं विभो आहुस्त्वां ऋषया सर्वे देवर्षि नारदस्तथा असितो देवलो व्यास स्वयं चैव ब्रवीषि मे. Your turn. Recite. Arjuna Uvacha Param Brahma Param Dhamam Pavitram Paramam Bhavam Adram Shashvatam Divyam Adidevam Adam Vibhom Ahustvam Rishaya Sarve Devarishi Naradasthatha Asito Devalo Vyasa Swayam Cheva Bravishi me. Read from the English part, no? Read from English. Simple. This is the gift of Srila Prabhupada. Without knowing Sanskrit, we can recite Sanskrit so easily. Recite. Param Brahma Param Dhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavam Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Adidevam Ajam Vibhom Ahustvam Rishaya Sarve देवर्षि नारदस्तथा असितो देवलो व्यास स्वयं चैवाब्रवीषि मे। ओके आकाश पढ़ो।
अर्जुन उवाच
अर्जुन उवाच परम ब्रह्म परम धाम पवित्रं परमं भवाम् पुरुषं शाश्वतं दिव्यम् आदिदेवम् अजं विभुम्
सर्वे
आहुस्त्वां ऋषयः सर्वे देवर्षि नारदस्तथा असितो देवलो व्यास स्वयं चैव ब्रवीषि मे। So after hearing, how long Arjuna has been hearing? What were Arjuna's question? In the 8th chapter, first two verses, Arjuna put 8 questions. Kim tad brahma, kim adhyatma, kim karma purushottama. In the 8th chapter, first two verses, Arjuna put 8 questions. And Krishna is answering these questions. So Krishna answered in the 8th chapter. Arjuna did not speak in the 9th chapter. He is hearing. So Arjuna heard the 8th chapter, Arjuna heard the 9th chapter, and Arjuna heard the first 11 verses. So he's constantly hearing. And after hearing, his heart is so much filled with respect and reverence for Krishna. So he's speaking this. The first thing he says is Param Brahma, that you are the Supreme Brahman. All living entities are Brahman. Brahman, you understand what is Brahman? Arjuna put this question, Kim Tad Brahma? What is Brahman? So what is the answer? Who is Brahman? All living entities are Brahman. That means they are all eternal. Brahman means which is eternal. So all living entities are eternal. But Krishna is not like all other living entities. He is Param Brahma. Like we have ministers. There are so many ministers. Cabinet ministers, state ministers, ministers with independent charge. But there is only one prime minister, isn't it? There's only one prime minister. And this is the prime minister who appoints the minister. And it is the prime minister prerogative to take away the ministership of anyone. He can appoint anyone. So the minister can never be equal to the prime minister. So similarly, living entity can never be equal to the Supreme Lord. He is the Supreme Lord. And how to understand that? From Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has already established that. Where he established? Who remembers? That he is the Supreme Brahma. You understand? That everyone else is Brahman. That is true. Eternal. But Krishna is supremely eternal. I gave you one example. Minister and Prime Minister. Can you contribute? What are some other examples to understand this concept of Brahman and Supreme Brahman? Prabhupada gives another example. Like a drop of water and an ocean of water. They are both water. If you test the chemical properties in the lab, it is the same. But actually, is it the same? A drop of water, if you put on a table, it can be withered. It can be withered. But ocean, can it be withered? No. Ocean is the reservoir of unlimited drops of water. Some more examples. How to understand that Krishna is Supreme Brahman? Because this fallacy is there still in India. Most of the people, those who are taking to the path of speculative knowledge, they still believe that in the conditioned stage, we are Brahma. Brahman is captivated by Maya. And when he becomes released by Maya, he is the same. So they say, Soham. I am the same. Are same in what? Same only in quality, not in quantity. Like a minister में boast, तो क्या हो गया? वो भी मिनिस्टर है, मैं भी मिनिस्टर हूँ, वो प्राइम मिनिस्टर है, मैं स्टेट मिनिस्टर हूँ. बोलने से हो जाएगा क्या? नहीं होगा. So the Supreme Brahman means that he is supreme and everyone else is subordinate. This is the most important thing. Everyone else is subordinate. He is the supreme. And where Krishna has established that he is the supreme, so many places in so many scriptures, everywhere it is mentioned. Krishna speaks in Bhagavad Gita, Matta Partaram Nanyat Kinchid Asti Dhananjaya 7.7. That there is no truth which is superior to me. That means Krishna is the supreme most. That is Param Brahma. Then in the 14th chapter, 27th verse, Krishna will speak that he is the foundation of every other Brahman. Brahmano hi pratishtoham amritasya avyavasya. 14.27. When we will come to that, so Krishna says that Brahmano hi pratishtoham amritasya avyavasya shashvatasya cha dharmasya sukhasya ekantikasya cha. That I am the basis of the impersonal Brahman, which is immortal. Immortal means which can never be terminated. So the living entity has three features. One is that it is immortal. Na jayate mriyate va kadachin. The living entity also never dies. But the Supreme Lord is also immortal. But there is a difference. Difference in? Where is the difference? One is supreme and the other is subordinate. One is the source and the others are all emanations. They are all expansions. Okay. So in this way, and then in the 9th chapter, Krishna spoke about it in the 9th chapter also. He says, Maya tatamidam sarvam jagad avyakta murtina matsthani sarv bhutani nachaham teshu avastita. So Krishna says, by me in my unmanifest form. That is the Brahman realization, unmanifest form. The entire universe is pervaded. Krishna in his unmanifest form, he pervades the entire universe. How? Like the sun rays. What the sun rays does, it pervades the entire universe, isn't it? Wherever you go, you can see the sun rays. But is the sun there? What is coming to us? Is the sun coming to us? No. The energy of sun. What is the energy of sun? Heat and light. So what reaches us? The energy, which is the heat and light. So by the sun pervades the entire universe by his energies. Which is greater, energy or the energetic? Energetic. Who is the source of energy? So in this way, we can see that Krishna is Param Brahma. Arjuna, by hearing Bhagavad Gita up to here, he has realized it. We have also heard, but we have not realized it. We still have doubts. And we still have this wrong illusion that maybe we can also become Supreme Brahman. Krishna is Param Brahma. He is the Supreme Brahman. And he is Param Dhama. His abode, where he resides, his place of residence, is supreme. How to know that the place of the residence of Krishna? It is called Dhama. Like we are going to Sri Mayapur Dham, or we go to Sri Vraj Dham. So the place of residence of the Supreme Lord is called as Dham. Dhama means that which can never be destroyed. Krishna speaks in the Bhagavad Gita. So many times he says, Tasmatu bhavo anyat avyakto vyaktat sanatana. It is 8 point, if I remember right, it is 21. 8.21. See, Krishna speaks about this material world, that this material world is again and again created and annihilated. 28.20, sorry. So he says that, yet there is another unmanifest nature which is eternal and is transcendental to this manifested and unmanifest matter. So Dham is not matter. Dham is spiritual. And it is eternal. And material nature is cyclical. It manifests and it unmanifests. It is supreme. and it is supreme, and it is eternal. Avyakto vyaktat sanatana. So what is avyak? Is it is unmanifest. You cannot see the dham. Can you see from here the dham? No. Can anyone reach the dham by any material means? No. No possibility. And it is never annihilated when all in this world is annihilated. Krishna's superior spiritual energy is transcendental and eternal. It is beyond the changes of material nature, which is manifest and annihilated during the days and night of Brahma. Krishna's superior energy is completely opposite in quality to material nature. So in this way, Krishna's abode is Sanatana. And Krishna also says that one who worships me in this chapter only, 8:16. Krishna says that if you come to my abode, if you come to my dham, then you will not return again back. Abrahma bhuvana loka punaravartino arjuna mamupetya tu kaunteya punarjanma na vidyate. So from all this material planet, from the lower planets to the higher planets, uh, from the Patal Loka till even to the Brahma Loka, all the places are places of repeated birth and death. Brahma Punar Loka Punaravartino Arjuna. Avartino means to come back. But Mam Upetya tu Kaunteya. But having reached me, where? In my abode. Mam Upetya tu Kaunteya Punarjanmana Vidyate. Then you don't have to take birth. You are freed from the cycle of birth and death. Also in the 15th chapter, Krishna says, Tad Dhamam Paramam Mama. What is the verse? 15.7. Na tad bhasyate suryo, na tad bhasyate suryo, na shashanko na pavaka. Again, Krishna says, Yad gatva na nivartante, tad dhamam paramam mama. So Krishna's abode is imperishable. So Jiva is Sanatana and the abode is also Sanatana. So unless and until the Jiva enters into the Sanatan realm, he can never be satisfied. What is the purpose of our going again and again to the Dhyam Yatra? To develop attraction, to develop desire, to have genuine aspiration to go back to the Dham. Normally we don't have. We are feeling that with little bit of more adjustment, with a little bit of more luck, with a little bit of more manipulation or maneuverability, I can enjoy in this world. Let me remain here. If the luck favors me a little more, I can find a reservoir of happiness here. So Krishna's abode is Param Dhama. Krishna is supreme and his abode is also supreme. This Arjuna has replied. And Krishna is Pavitram. He is the purest. What it means pure? Pure means which can never be contaminated. Which can never become impure. How the jiva becomes impure in this material world? How the jiva becomes impure? What is the contamination? Sorry? Yes, one is the desire. And how the desires come? How the impure desire comes? What is the difference between thoughts and desires? It's the same thing. What affects the desire? Huh? Yeah, modes. Three modes. Modes of material nature. If we are influenced by Satogun, by modes of goodness, then what kind of desires we will have? We will have desire to be selfless, to serve others. But if we are in the mode of passion, then the mode of passion will breed lust. Desire to enjoy and exploit others. And we are in the mode of good ignorance, then we will do actions which are destructive for the self and for the others. So the contamination is of the three modes. Tribhir gunmayi bhave Ebhi sarvamidam jagat. 7th chapter, 13th verse. Krishna says that the influence of the three modes, no one is spared. Tribhir gun mai bhave, ebhi sarvamidam jagat. And everyone is captivated by these three modes. Mohitam. Mohitam means under illusion. Where the illusion is coming? From the modes. But Krishna is gunatit. He is beyond the modes. Contamination cannot touch him. The modes cannot bind him or cannot influence him. So he is Pavitram. This is one understanding. What is the other understanding of Pavitram? So many understandings, all based on Bhagavad Gita. What is the next understanding of Krishna is Pavitram? Krishna's quality is Apapa Vidham. What is Pavitram? The second contamination is by our activities, which is called karma. Any action that we perform in this world, what it does, it binds us and grinds us with its reaction. But Krishna, he is not bound by the principles of karma. He is beyond the realm of karma. So he cannot be contaminated. Reactions cannot bind him. What are the verses? 4:13 and 4:14. You see 4:13 and 4:14. Krishna is saying, Namam karmani limpanti, name karma phale spriha, iti mam yo vijanati, karma bhira na badhyate. One who can understand that Krishna is not bound by the principles of karma, even such a person becomes released. Krishna is so supremely pure that there is no work that can affect me, nor do I aspire for the fruits of action. One who understands this truth about me also does not become entangled in the fruitive reactions of work. So in this way, Krishna is Pavitram. In the 9th chapter also Krishna is speaking, 9.9. That how he is Pavitram. Again, he's saying the same principles in a different way. He's explaining. Bhagavad Gita gives comprehension from different angles of perception. Nacha mam tani karmani nibadnanti dhananjaya udasinava dasinam asaktam teshu karmasu. O Dhananjay, all this work cannot bind me. I am ever detached from all these material activities, seated as though neutral. So he cannot be bound by the laws of karma. Karma cannot bind Krishna. Krishna does not perform karma. Who performs karma? Jiva. Jiva performs karma. Because Jiva is captivated by the three modes. And any action which he performs under the influence of the three mode, it binds him and grinds him. Krishna is free. So Arjuna has this understanding. He is saying, Param Brahma, Param Dhamam, Pavitram. And Krishna is Paramam. Paramam is the supreme. And he is Bhavam. Bhavan means you. He is pointing out to Krishna. Then he says, you are Purusham. Krishna is Purusham and all others are? Answer this. You should know at least this basic understanding. Yes, everyone else is Prakriti. Krishna is Purusham. Purusham means the male. Male means the enjoyer. And Prakriti means female. It is to be enjoyed. But the problem is the female is trying to become male. Everyone in this material world is trying to take the position of Krishna to become enjoyer. Is it possible? It is not possible. Krishna has already declared that he is the only enjoyer. Where he has declared? Bhoktaram Yagitapasam 5.29. I am revising Bhagavad Gita today. Bhokta, see, Arjuna has understood. Arjuna has understood whatever Krishna is speaking. He has understood, he has realized it. How he has realized it? He has applied it. Realization will only come to the extent, even after you are hearing from the realized person, how much you have applied. If you have applied 1%, realization will be 1%. Our problem is what? We want to have realization 100%, application 0%. It will never happen. It will never happen. So in the fifth chapter, 29th verse, Krishna is declaring that Bhoktaram Yagatapasham Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. Shru idam sarvabhutanam gyatva mam shantim richati. So Krishna is Purusham. And who has realized him that Krishna is Purusham? Brahmaji. Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So what Arjuna is speaking here, Arjuna is not giving flattery. Or Arjuna is not trying to coax Krishna. But what is his realization he is speaking? So Arjuna is offering prayers. After hearing Bhagavad Gita, after having this knowledge revealed in his heart, he is glorifying Krishna by this choicest words that Krishna is Purusham, he is the enjoyer, and Krishna is Shashwatam. Shashwatam means eternal. Jiva is also eternal, but Krishna is the eternal amongst all eternals. Nityo Nityanam. Amongst all eternal, he is the supreme eternal. And Chetanas Chetananam. Among all conscious, he is the supremely conscious. Yo eko vidadham. What is the verse? Chet. Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam. Ye eko bhunam vidadhati kaman. But he is the one who is supplying or fulfilling the aspirations and needs of everyone else. Eko bahunam yo vidadhati kam. Tam evastham anupashyanti dhira. Tesham shashvatam shanti. So one who has understood this, he can experience eternal peace. How many of us can say that we are experiencing peace? No. Mind is ever agitated. The heart is ever burning with so many aspirations and desires. Where is the possibility of peace? But Krishna says, one who has realized him, it is there. This verse is quoted in the second chapter. I think in the 22nd verse, Krishna Prabhupada quotes this verse. Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam Eko Bahunam Vidadhati Kama. Or I think it is 2.13. 2.13. Yes, 2.12. 2.12. Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam Eko Bahunam Yo Vidadhati Kama. Tam Atmastam Yo Anupashyati Dhira Tesham Shanti Shashwati Nataresham. That one who has realized Krishna, that he is the chief amongst all eternals. And he is the one who is providing all essentials to all individuals. Such person is Atmastham. He is self-situated. And he is Dhira. Dhira means he is a sober person. He is not agitated. For such a person, he can experience everlasting peace. So Krishna is Shashwatam. And then Krishna is Divyam. Divyam means divine. Divine means, again, he cannot be contaminated by the material modes. And he is Adi. Adi means original. He is the source. Krishna has already declared that in the 8th chapter. What did Krishna declare in the 8th verse? Aham sarvasya prabhavo. I am the source of everyone and everything. So he is Adi, Devam, and he is Ajam. Ajam is unborn. Jiva is also unborn. For the soul there is neither birth nor death. Na jayate mriyate va kadachin. Nayam bhutva bhavita va na bhuyo. 2.20. Ajo nityam. The same word is coming. Ajo. And nityam is also coming. Ajo nityam shashvato yam puranam. Na hanyate hanyamane sharire. So Krishna is Ajam. Krishna says, Ajo api san avyayatma. Bhutanam Ishwaro Pisan. 4th chapter, 6th verse. This is how we should study Bhagavad Gita. Hmm? Anything to prove, you give hundreds of references. Prabhupada, our Saundacharya says that you should know Bhagavad Gita in such a way, like you have seen lawyers in when they have arguments in the court. So before they do argument, they give some sections. Under such section of the law, under such subsection of the law, if they quote that, then there is some authority. Otherwise, what is the point in speaking if there is no authority? So he is Adi Devam Ajam and he is Vibhum. What Prabhupada translates Vibhum, he is the greatest. He is Vibhu and the living entity is Anu. Anu means he is infinitesimally small. The living entity is, what is the size of the living entity? हमारा size क्या है? What is the size? No, 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 no. You are not studied Bhagavad Gita. Second chapter, Krishna is revealing. हाँ 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 1 to the 10,000 part of the tip of the hair. That is the greatness of our size. How big we are. है ना? We are so proud. हाँ? We are so big. And such a jiva says, I have big problem in life. प्रभु जी आपकी समझ में नहीं आएगा मेरी लाइफ में बहुत प्रॉब्लम है. How big you are to have big problem? It is all illusion, all false ego. False ego is big, no doubt. Jiva is small, but his ego is big. His illusion is big. Huh? So Krishna is being glorified in this beautiful poetry by Arjuna. And he says, it is not only me who is speaking this, Krishna. One can say, make allegation that Krishna is saying Arjuna is great and Arjuna is saying Krishna is great. दोनों मिले हुए हैं. Match fixing चल रहा है. No. What Arjuna says, Ahus Tvam Rishya Sarve. What I am speaking, it is not my claim. It is what the sages are speaking. Ahus Tvam Rishya Sarve. And who are the rishis? Deva Rishi Narada. Among the rishis, the foremost rishi is Narada. Narada is speaking this. Then Asita. Asita is the rishi. He is from the Mahabharata. In Mahabharata also it is mentioned. Deval, Vyasa. Vyasa is who? He is the one who has compiled all the Vedas. He is declaring. How do we know from the Vedas who is the Supreme Lord? The person who has compiled the Veda, he knows what is the conclusion. He is declaring. And then, most importantly, Swayam Cheva Bhavishi me. That now you yourself has emphatically declared this. So how many evidences? This is Arjuna's realization. This is the realization of so many great sages. Narad, Vyasa, Asita, Devala, and Krishna is also declaring. Okay, understood this verse? This verse is to be memorized. One more time. Arjuna Vacha Param Brahma Param Dhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavam Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Adidevam Ajam Vibhum Ahustvam Rishya Sarve Devarishi Naradastatha Asito Devalo Vyasa Swayam Cheva Bravishi me. Okay, put a little bit of effort, you will memorize this verse. And every day when you come in front of Krishna, recite this. As soon as you will recite, Krishna will wonder, Are, who is speaking? Arjuna, where are you? Krishna will be highly pleased that this person, this boy or girl or lady or man, he is repeating Arjuna's word. If you have a son or a daughter, if someone calls your son or daughter's name, where will be your attention? Immediately your attention, your heart will go there. Although he is not your son or daughter. But even if he speaks this name of your son and daughter, your attention will go there. So how to seek the attention and genuinely. Now you have understood? I have explained each and every term of this verse. So this is the choicest prayers. When we go in front of, we see in our temple, people come in front of Krishna, Radha Parsarthi, and what they will do? They will stand there and then they will not pray to Krishna. What they will do? They will bring out their list. Please make me pass in the examination. Please settle my jhagda with my wife. Please give me good job. I need a new car. I need iPhone. I need this. I need that. What is the point in asking all this rubbish? What we should do? We should glorify Krishna with this realization. If you do this, you will see Krishna will become so attractive. Krishna will reveal his beauty to you. Why? Because you are having some personal connection with him. Otherwise, he will not reveal. Naham prakasha sarvasya yogamaya samavritam mudhoyam nabhijanati mamebhyo paramavyayam. In the 9th chapter, Krishna says, Naham prakasha sarvasya. I do not manifest to the foolish and the ignorant. But if you are chanting these prayers, then you will be recognized as Krishna's beloved devotee. Okay. So I don't know. Today this inspiration came to me. We spent considerable time on this, but it is worth. It is worth. When we come in front of Krishna, we should glorify him with choicest prayers. With prayers of Arjuna, with prayers of Kunti Devi, with prayers of Bhishma Dev. These are the prayers that should flow from our heart. Then you see how Krishna will manifest his glory. Okay, we'll discuss this verse. Arjuna said, see the translation, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the ultimate abode, the purest, the absolute truth. You are the eternal, transcendental, original person, the unborn, the greatest. All the great sages such as Narad, Asit, Deval, and Vyas confirm this truth about you, and now you yourself are declaring it to me. So there is no other scripture where the Supreme Personality is declaring like what he is declaring in Bhagavad Gita. Nowhere else. In these two verses, the Supreme Lord gives a chance to the Mayavadi philosophers to hear it. For here it is clear that the Supreme is different from the individual soul. Only a person who is insane or who has no common sense will claim that he and the Supreme are the same. It is like saying then the sunshine and the sun are the same. Who will say that? One who has a poor fund of knowledge. Arjuna, after hearing the essential 4 verses of Bhagavad Gita in this chapter, became completely free from all doubts and accepted Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Still, but in our heart, we have so much of doubt. What is the reason of doubt? Why our doubt after hearing Bhagavad Gita is not getting cleared? Yes, very good. Precise answer. Lack of faith. We are lacking in faith. And where does one develop faith? Of course, we are lacking in faith. That is why we are all struggling as conditioned soul. If our faith was firm, then we'll be free to go back to the spiritual world. So how to develop faith? Yeah. By associating with those who have faith. Simple. Simple. How do you become a lawyer? By reading books. You don't become a lawyer. How do you become a doctor? By passing exams. How do you become a CA? By working under the person who is a practicing CA or a doctor. So how to cultivate faith? Associate with those who have faith. Yeah, devotees, of course. One who has faith in Krishna is the devotee of Krishna. So Krishna, after hearing, Arjuna became completely free from all doubts. Doubt means that there is an element of mistrust, hmm, lacking faith. The same thing. And accepted Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He at once boldly declares, "You are Param Brahma, the Supreme Personality of Godhead." And previously, Krishna stated that he is the originator of everything and everyone. Men and demigods, out of ignorance, think that they are absolute and independent of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That ignorance is removed perfectly by the discharge of devotional service. So if we don't, so how devotional service begins? How Arjuna's doubt was removed? What devotional service did Arjuna perform? Hearing. Arjuna did only one thing. What he is doing? He is hearing with heart. Hearing is not done with ears. Hearing is done with heart. Who has to hear? Who is to hear? The soul has to hear. Awakening is of whom? The soul. So how one can reach to the soul? When one is hearing with attention. And where the attention will come? When there is attraction. And when there is attraction, there will be absorption. Then every word which is spoken, it will enter into the heart. Otherwise, what is our status? Every word that we hear, it comes from this ear and it moves out from the other. That is another definition of ISKCON. ISKCON se ISKCON tak. We are in that ISKCON. Nothing gets inside to get processed. ISKCON se ISKCON tak. Enter from one side and exit from the other. And we say, I am in ISKCON. That ignorance is perfectly removed by discharge of devotional service. This has already been explained in the previous verse by the Lord. Now, by His grace, this is very important. Now, by His grace, Arjuna is accepting Him as the supreme truth in concordance with the Vedic injunction. It is not that because Krishna is Arjuna's intimate friend, Arjuna is flattering him by calling him the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the absolute truth. Whatever Arjuna says in these two verses is confirmed by Vedic truth. Vedic injunctions affirm that only one who takes to devotional service to the Supreme Lord can understand him, whereas others cannot. This is the most important point. That unless and until one is a devotee, devotee means who performs devotional service. It is only those purified souls can accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of God. Others will doubt or they will argue. But they will not be able to accept. Why? Because they have not received the grace of Krishna. Dear Prabhupada is mentioning here that now by his grace, Arjuna is accepting him as the supreme truth. So when we embrace Krishna, then we receive the grace of Krishna. And how do we embrace Krishna? By serving him, by accepting his injunctions. Each and every word of this verse spoken by Arjuna is confirmed by Vedic injunctions. In the Kena Upanishad, it is stated that the Supreme Brahman, why you are missing this explanation? Everything else can wait. You will miss it. This is the most important thing to how to accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Many lifetimes will be spent. Many lifetimes will be spent. But this acceptance will not be there in the Jiva. Why? Because Jiva does not have that clarity or faith. So he has to struggle. And he has to again come back. And as coming back means, four things are free: birth, death, old age, and disease. It will all come along. It's a free package. And he is thinking he has come in this world to enjoy. See what is the veil of ignorance. Such thick ignorance. The Mundak Upanishad confirms that the Supreme Lord in whom everything is resting can be realized only by those who engage constantly in thinking of Him. That is why Krishna says, Maya Sakta Manapartham. Maya Asakt. Asakt means to become attached. What has to become attached to Krishna? Mana, mind. Our mind is completely detached from Krishna and attached to anything and everything which has no relation to Krishna. So we have to work so much. This constant thinking of Krishna is smaranam. One of the methods of devotional service. It is only by devotional service to Krishna that one can understand his position. How many times this point is repeated in this purport? At least 4 to 5 times. That it is only by devotional service to Krishna that one can understand his position and get rid of this material body. In the Vedas, the Supreme Lord is accepted as the purest of the pure. One who understands that Krishna is the purest of the pure can become purified from all sinful activities. Namam karmani limpanti, name karma phale spriha, iti mam yo bhijanati, karma bhir nasa badhyate. One cannot be disinfected from sinful activities unless he surrenders unto the Supreme Lord. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshashyami masacha. Sarva dharmani parityaje mamekam sharanam vaja. So unless and until one gets surrendered to Krishna, one cannot be freed from sinful reactions. Arjuna's acceptance of Krishna as the supreme pure complies with the injunctions of Vedic literature. This is also confirmed by great personalities of whom Narad is the chief. Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, and one should always meditate upon him and enjoy one's transcendental relationship with him. So this is what we have to do in this human form of life. That we have to revive our lost relationship with Krishna. That is the purpose of human life. If this is done, then human life is successful. If this is not done, human life will meet what? Death. Inevitable death. He is the supreme existence. He is free from bodily needs, birth and death. Not only does Arjuna confirm this, but all the Vedic literature, the Puranas and histories, in all Vedic literature, Krishna is thus described. And the Supreme Lord himself also says in the 4th chapter, although I am unborn, I appear on this earth to establish religious principles. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata. He is the supreme original. He has no cause, for he is the cause of all causes. And everything is emanating from him. This perfect knowledge can be had by the grace of the Supreme Lord. Again, Prabhupada is mentioning this. This one can only come to this position only by the grace of the Lord. And how do you can have grace? When you embrace. By performing devotional service, which begins by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Two things very important. How you can make your consciousness grow or spiritualized is by chanting and by studying Bhagavad Gita. It does two ways. What does the chanting do? The chanting cleanses the mind from the contamination of material desires. Our heart is filled with so many material aspirations to enjoy this world. And by reading Bhagavad Gita, it purifies our intelligence. The contamination is coming from where? From the mind. With so many material aspirations. So chanting cleanses that. Cheto darpan marjanam bhava mahadavagni nirvapanam. And Bhagavad Gita, when we study, we come to this understanding that we are not the enjoyers. Krishna is the enjoyer, we are the cooperators. We cooperate in Krishna's enjoyment. How? By serving him. Prabhupada says that how the driver enjoys. Like a rich man, say Ambani. Ambani has a car. And the Ambani's car, the car is run by the driver. The AC which Ambani is enjoying, is the driver not enjoying the same AC? Yes or no? The best of the music system that Ambani is enjoying, is the driver enjoying or not? Is he enjoying less? Ambani is enjoying more? In fact, he will receive the AC more. He is sitting in front of it. Ambani will receive it later. Same with music. Whatever facilities are there in the car, whatever Ambani enjoys, does the driver enjoy or not? But what is the driver to do? He has to follow Ambani. Ambani says from the residence, go to my office. And he says, no, sir, I will not take you to the office. I will take you to the film city. Then what the Ambani will do? He will kick him out. And what can he enjoy? Can he enjoy anything? And on top of it, Ambani has to scratch his head to earn such an expensive car. And what the driver does? He gets paid to enjoy the car. Who is more intelligent? Who enjoys? Actually, who is enjoying? So this is the point. But we are still that foolish driver. We said, no, no, no. What you are saying, I will not accept that. I know how to utilize this car more than you. Car belongs to Ambani. But we are thinking that we know better how to enjoy this material nature. So just by agreeing to the Supreme Lord, we can become as cooperators of enjoyers of this world. So that is intelligence. That is intelligence. So you decide, what do we have? Do we have intelligence or do we have foolishness in our heart? We may be foolish, but why remain foolish? At least now become intelligent. याद रहेगा ना ड्राइवर वाला एग्जाम्पल? याद रखना. हाँ? जब भी आपको आपका मन सताए, आपको तड़पाए, जबरदस्ती कराए, तो बोलो तुमको लात नहीं खानी है. This is what, how we have been cheated. Who is cheating us? No one else can cheat us. It is only our mind who is cheating us. Why are we suffering? It is only because of our wild, uncontrolled, and contaminated mind. Is there any cause to suffer in this world? No. If we become cooperators of Krishna, then there is only enjoyment. There is no suffering. One should therefore follow the path of Arjuna. What is the Arjuna's path? Like Arjuna is saying, we will see that in the next verse. He received the authority of Bhagavad Gita as described in the 4th chapter. The parampara system of disciplic succession for the understanding of Bhagavad Gita was lost. And therefore Krishna re-established the disciplic succession with Arjuna because he considered Arjuna his intimate friend and a great devotee. Therefore, as stated in our introduction to Gita Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita should be understood in the parampara system, not otherwise. We can never be able to understand because it is only by the grace that one can understand. And where is this grace coming? How Krishna's grace is coming in our life? How Krishna's grace is coming in our life? Directly. Through his devotee. Through his devotee. His devotee gives us the connection with Krishna. That is what parampara is. Evam parampara praptam. So those who are in the disciplic succession, they have received it. And what they can do, they can connect to others. The mission is connect a soul to Krishna. Our mission in life should be, we should get connected and we should try and connect others. So we become what members? We become the parampara members. This is how the parampara is. Now we connect and we connect others. When the parampara system was lost, Arjuna was selected to rejuvenate it. The acceptance by Arjuna of all that Krishna says should be emulated. Then we can understand the essence of Bhagavad Gita. Then we can understand the essence of Bhagavad Gita. And then only can we understand that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna. Okay. So these two very, very important verses. These are the verses which gives understanding of how we should accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, I'll stop here. If you, from your side now, any discussion, questions, challenges, all welcome. Without question answer session, this knowledge will see. If you are on the surface, if you are scratching on the surface, you will not get, neither you will get water, nor you will get oil, nor you will get mineral. Will you get anything on the surface? Nothing. Where you have to go? You have to drill deeper. If questions are not coming, that means none of it is entering into the heart or consciousness. Yes. Huh? Tamas. There, yes, of course. Yes, yes. Okay, very good. Okay, I'll tell you how Satogun minds. This is answered, everything is answered in Bhagavad Gita. Open chapter 14. And I'll tell you the verse number. Verse number is 6. Wait. Let me first give the understanding of this. There are 3 chains. One, the chain is of iron. Second chain is of silver. Iron chain is mode of ignorance. Silver chain is mode of passion. And gold chain is mode of goodness. The prisoner says, I am imprisoned by gold chain. How it is? So now see, read 14.6. Everything is precisely mentioned. You found 14.6? Read. Read the translation. O sinless one.
Being purer than the others is illuminating and it frees one from all sinful reactions.
Wait, this is very important. Mode of goodness means a person is free from sin. If a person is free from sin, then he can accept what is dharma and what is adharma. A person who is sinful, he will accept adharma as dharma and dharma as adharma. He cannot practice dharma. Okay? So this is very important. This is your understanding. This is my understanding. This is everyone's understanding. But now, how mode of goodness binds? This is the next point. Read.
That conditioned by a sense of happiness and
Knowledge. Yes. What? Sukha sangena nibadnanti. So they feel that they are better than others. They have some feeling of material happiness. And that material happiness binds them to this material world. And they also have this pride that they are better than others. Ahankar. So both binds. 2 things. First is it is nirmalatva. It is purer than others. But how it binds? Sukha sangena badnanti or jnana sangena chanagha. They feel they are better than others. They are happier than others. Read the purport. Otherwise, you won't understand. It is still very superfluous understanding. Read the second paragraph. The difficulty here is
he becomes conditioned to feel that he is advanced in knowledge and is better than others. In this way, he becomes conditioned. The best examples are the scientist and the philosopher.
Haribol. You see, you ask, I mean, it is so amazing. Anyone ask any question from anywhere. By Krishna's grace, I will be able to give precise answer from Bhagavad Gita. There is nothing in this world, no question from this world which cannot be answered from Bhagavad Gita. Read it further.
He is very proud of his knowledge, and because they generally improve their living conditions, they feel a sort of material happiness. This sense of advanced happiness is conditioned life makes them bound by mode of goodness of material nature. As such, they are attracted toward working in the mode of goodness, and as long as they have an attraction for working in that way, they have to take some time in the mode of nature.
They cannot go beyond the modes. How can one go beyond the mode? Only when he connects with Krishna. They will not connect with Krishna because they feel that they don't need. So again, what they have to do? They have to take birth in some other form. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. It will depend on their actions and it will depend on their desires. 8th chapter. Yam yam vapi smaranam bhavam tajyante antkalevaram tam tam veti kaunteya sada tad bhava bhavita. 8th chapter, 6th and 7th verse. Okay, wait. It is no stopping for me, but I have to leave.
The
Uh,
like liberation.
there is no likelihood of liberty. This is bondage. This is bondage. Because they will not connect. They will not perform devotional service. They will not be released. Why? Because they have a sense of happiness and pride. So it is very difficult. That is why I'm coming here for last how many years? Since 2011. 15 years. Not even 15 people have become interested. So difficult. Even those who are in passion, they will feel, अरे चलो भैया प्रभु जी बोल रहे हैं कृष्णा से मिलेंगे तो पैसे तो मिलेंगे, चलो भक्ति करके देख लेते हैं. Krishna says, Chaturvida bhajante maam, jana sukritino arjuna, artho jigyasu अर्थार्थी ज्ञानी च भारत ऋषभा. अभी ज्ञानी वाले लोग मिले नहीं मुझे प्रोफेसर इसमें ना IRI में. ज्ञानी ज्ञानी मिल जाएंगे तो तुरंत पकड़ लेंगे. ज्ञानी नहीं है, अज्ञानी है. समस्या क्या है ना, अज्ञानी है और अपने को ज्ञानी समझते हैं. ऐसे लोगों को जगाना बहुत मुश्किल है. अगर अज्ञानी हो तो वो मान जाएगा, और जो अज्ञानी और सोचता है कि उसको ज्ञान है तो उसको समझाना बड़ा मुश्किल है. आगे पढ़ो. देखो एक हाउ रिलेशेबल इज भगवत गीता. कैसे कहते हैं बोरिंग है. हाउ इज द एक्सचेंज. कितना रसा भरा हुआ है. क्या कृष्णा के साथ एक्सचेंज है. तो हु कैन अंडरस्टैंड दिस. वन हु इज एक्सपीरियंसिंग दैट टेस्ट, दैट रसा. पढ़िए. कंप्लीटेड. Thus, there is no likelihood of liberation or being transferred to the spiritual world. Repeatedly, one may become a philosopher. Repeatedly. A scientist or a poet, and repeatedly become entangled in the same disadvantage of birth and death. But due to the illusion of the material energy, one thinks that that sort of life is pleasant. This is the binding. This is the binding. He will never think of how to get liberated. He will never think of how to get connected. But very important, when one comes to the mode of goodness, at least some knowledge or some judgment he can have. In mode of lower mode, it is even more difficult. That is why Krishna says, Yesham tu antagatam papam jananam punya karmanam te dvandavo vinurmukta. 7.28 bhajante maam dridavata. So Yesham tu antagatam papam. Those who are in the mode of goodness, they do not perform sinful activity. Sinful activity is performed in the lower modes, mainly by lust. Okay, so understood? Very dangerous. किसकी चेन से बने हुए हैं. सोने की चेन से बना हुआ हूं, और सोने का भाव बहुत बढ़ रहा है तो खोलूंगा नहीं. आई विल रिमेन बाउंड. यस मैडम, व्हाट इज योर क्वेश्चन यू आर आस्किंग. प्राची, पूछो ना. पूछना चाहिए, पूछो. अवेकनिंग जब होगी तो क्वेश्चंस आएंगे, इतने क्वेश्चंस आएंगे, बार बार पूछेंगे. हाँ, सारा 4th चैप्टर में है. हाँ.
So we are, that's why we are bound by the.
But what Krishna says, अकर्मणि कर्म ये पश्येत. उस दिन समझाया था ना मैंने आपको ये वर्ष. हाँ, तो वो कब होगा. By the grace, when we perform devotional service. It's very important, very very important. कोई बोलेगा कि मेरे को डॉक्टर बनना है. अरे भैया MBBS तो पास करना पड़ेगा ना. बोले MBBS बिना पास किए डॉक्टर कहाँ से बन जाएगा. ख्याल में ही रहेगा. ठीक है. थैंक यू वेरी मच. I hope there is some inspiration today. I felt very relished. Coming here is successful. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Prabhupada. So we will meet you when we will return on 15th. That is Sunday. So I'll come 16th. If you are all willing, I will come on 16th. That is next to next Monday. आज क्या है? Today is what date? सेकंड है ना? हाँ, तो दो दो मंडे के बाद, 2 मंडे के बाद। तब तक ये जितने हमने वर्सेस पढ़े हैं ना, ये याद कर लीजिए, ये प्रेयर्स याद कर लीजिए, डेली रिसाइट। सी, कृष्णा इज अ पर्सन and Jiva is also a person. So what is personalism? That you have some exchange. हरे कृष्णा। प्रसाद अरेंज कियो, सबको प्रसाद खिलाओ। हरे बोल। IRI से बहुत कम लोग जा रहे हैं मायापुर। इट इज वेरी वेरी स्पेशल धाम। आई होप। अब चलिए, कुछ नहीं होगा, ये संसार ऐसे ही रहेगा। आप इस संसार से चले भी जाएंगे ना, तो भी इसको कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा। हम पता नहीं क्यों फंसे हुए हैं।